Hey everyone, this is Dr. Zachary Witt here at Performance Sport and Spine, and today's video will be discussing neck pain and then ways you can self-manage it. So neck pain is typically defined as anything from the first vertebrae body to the seventh. So basically think a little bit above your hairline to the base of your neck where your shirt is. So your neck pain may have been resulted from a kind of an acute injury, such as falling during a soccer game or wrestling with your kid and landing on your neck funny, causing kind of a strain of the muscle. But more likely there was not a specific event that caused your neck pain and it just came out of nowhere due to multiple factors. Now the goal of this video is to give you tools for self-management of that latter condition. So for posture, research shows us that we need to avoid prolonged awkward positions that are uncomfortable or cause muscle tension. So with posture, there's no one-size-fits-all model and it has to be tailored to each individual. And sitting is not inherently bad in the sense of one static position. It's really more about lack of movement than biomechanically wrong. So a couple examples of this would be that if you're sitting at your computer and you have two monitors and you're looking at the right one a lot more than the left, it may cause some tension and it may be best to shift your monitor so you can look at both of them more equally. Or another thing would be like looking up for long periods of time with your arms extended over your head. Again, this probably will increase tension and will be best to kind of change the position rather than treating the symptoms after the cause. And then secondly, posture should be dynamic and low energy, not static and rigid like a statue. So when you're sitting, if you feel like your neck is a little too far forward and you pull your head back with your chin and neck muscles and it increases your symptoms, this is not a good correction. This is actually causing overactive use of those muscles, causing the discomfort. So again, if you're sitting there and you have no pain or discomfort and pulling your chin back increases the symptoms, don't correct it. That's causing the symptoms. That's not helping the symptoms. So now we'll cover some exercises. We're going to start with neck-specific exercises, going from level 1 beginner to level 2 intermediate and then level 3 advanced. And then secondly, we'll show you some banded exercises that are great for the neck and the shoulders. Level 1 neck exercise. Laying on your back with your knees bent, you're going to pull your chin down towards the floor and upwards in a J motion. You should feel some tension over your anterior neck muscles. This is a slow and controlled position. Do not pull too hard. Dosage should be 3 times a week, 8 to 10 reps, 2 sets. Level 2 exercise. In a seated position, you're going to do that same motion of chin retraction. So you're going to pull your chin backwards like we demonstrate here and upwards. Again, it's a mild controlled movement and you should feel tension in your anterior neck and some in the posterior neck. Your upper body should not move and this is only a neck-specific exercise. Same dosage applies as the previous one. So in the quadruped position with your hands and knees on the floor, you're going to bring your neck down about half the way and then up. Working on the full neck and the full spine. You want to make sure that as you bring it down, you're trying to incorporate all your neck and not focusing on just one part. And then as you bring up, really try to extend your upper back as well, incorporating as many of the joints as you can. And we recommend starting with about half the range of motion. And then as you get stronger, more comfortable, increasing the range of motion. But it's a lot about motor control than just strength. So as you do this, visualize all the joints kind of bending and then arching or extending up as you bring it up. You should feel tension in your neck as well as your upper back. Now, if the tension increases too much, decrease the range of motion or the reps and then build up over time. But again, we're working on control of the neck and not just building strength. So side lying position with your hand under your head to support it with your neck in neutral. Make sure your head's not bent forward, but keep it kind of in neutral. You're going to lift upwards towards the ceiling with your lateral neck muscles and return down. Now this one's quite challenging, so we recommend slowly increasing the range of motion and don't go all the way at first and see how your neck responds and then increase over time. For this one, we recommend 3 times a week, 2 sets of 4 to 6 reps because it's a little more challenging. And then again, you would repeat on the opposite side. So level 4 is you're going to get on your hands and knees and place a PT band around your neck, anchored to the floor with your hands, keeping your elbows straight. You're going to pull your head upwards towards the wall and down in a slow, controlled manner. Again, you should feel tension in the posterior neck, in the anterior neck. And again, adjust the range of motion or the resistance of the band to your current comfort level. If you want to make it a little harder, you can choke up on the band, putting more tension. And then again, just pull your chin back in kind of a J motion up towards the wall in a slow, controlled manner. Same sets and reps apply as the previous levels and increase as you get stronger. So banded lateral raise. We need a light resistance PT band. Hold it in both hands and place it under one leg and then keeping your elbows straight. Raise your arms up to tolerance and then back down. Now the degree of angle doesn't matter, so if you only can go up a little bit, that's fine. But just again, go until you feel like there's been minimal effort and then come back down. As you raise the band up, you should feel some tension in your neck and shoulders and arms, and that's fine. And again, adjust the range of motion so that it's difficult but not too challenging. And we'll do about 8 reps in here. We recommend 2 sets of 8 to 10 reps. However, that may be tailored to the individual. So if you need to do a little bit more or a little bit less, that's completely fine. The goal is gradual progression. So wherever you start, try to increase over the subsequent weeks. So banded reverse flex. So step on the band with one leg, press the other leg back, and then bend forward with your hips. Keep your elbows slightly bent. Pull your arms up and back, feeling some tension in your posterior shoulder blades and upper back. Now again, when you're doing this, lift as high as you feel comfortable. There's no right or wrong range of motion, but the goal is to increase over time. The same amount of sets and reps apply. And one thing to note when you're in this position is your neck should be relaxed. If you're actively holding your neck or guarding your neck, just relax. And this is a shoulder exercise, not a neck exercise. So again, you want to concentrate on what your arms are doing. Don't hold or protect your neck. It's very important that you don't do that, because if you do, you're going to increase the tension and it's going to overwork those neck muscles. So now we'll go over some stretches. So the first one is just a cervical carve, which is basically just trying to move your neck to the full range of motion. So in a seated position with relaxed neck, you're going to bring your chin down to the floor, and then keeping your eyes rotating with your neck, try to rotate your head and neck in the biggest circumference that you can in a slow and controlled manner, and then return to the starting position. Once you're in the starting position, you're going to go in the opposite direction. And as you do this, try to increase the range of motion, the circumference each rep. It should be dynamic and not static. And if you find a place that's a little bit stiff, you may need to kind of work around it, but you don't want to avoid it. The whole point is to kind of work through the stiffness and increase the range of motion and flexibility of the neck. So another part of this is making sure that we're physically active and healthy human beings. So research has shown that people that are increase their physical activity decrease the odds of future neck pain by 30 to 40%. So more specifically, this study found that over a 6-month period, people that were walking about 7,000 steps, if they increased their steps to 8,200 steps, they decreased their chance of future neck pain by 78%. So some risk factors for neck pain are obesity, workplace setup with no adjustable desks, prolonged awkward positions, self-perceived muscle tension, poor health, prior episodes of neck pain, and depression.